Hey yo, what's good, people? It's your boy Royalty Trades coming tapping in this morning as we look into the market. Look like the tariffs have it's affected the market already. Like it wasn't priced in. We've seen Bitcoin collapse over the weekend, and now we're seeing the market open up with another major gap down, kind of like we seen the previous Monday. Here we are making lower lows, and this is where we're at today. So appreciate you guys for tapping in. Excuse my voice, Louisiana weather. You feel me? We wake up and it's 40 degrees one morning, and then by the end of the day, it's 75. So I'm having a little difficulties with my voice this morning, but we gonna stay getting to the money, and we're gonna figure out these charts this morning. So just bear with me. If you stay tapped in, go ahead and hit the like button for me. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Appreciate you guys for tapping in over the weekend with the live stream, with the team from the kingdom, trying to make it. Fridge Financials, New Fish, Big Pond. We gave out some gems over the weekend, so if you missed out on that, check my upload history. Tap in with that. It's a lot of good stuff that we dropped heading into this Monday today. So let's go ahead and hop straight into it. So as usual, I already have the spot charts pulled up. So here we are this morning. 30-minute chart, and we do have a break of structure. Here's a touch, and this would have been a nice bounce spot, but we're gapping down. So going into the opening bell, we're probably going to see a big red box, kind of like this one, but we're going to see this over here. But what we do also see is this field of demand right here. So last thing that we were watching was we filled up here and took out this supply level. The next thing that we had, if you watch the video, you will see next thing to do was to fill this downside too. And what normally when we feel this, it sets off a chain reaction to where we start pushing down and seeing lower levels being filled. It might not necessarily do it right off top, but it eventually works its way down to get the entire fill, and then make the next move or the next wave for the upward momentum or the trend going into the next month or two. So that's what we're possibly heading into this upcoming week or these upcoming 2 weeks. Keep in mind, we do have more data that needs to be dropped. Keep in mind that there's more earnings that needs to come out. So as of right now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the spot filling this gap. Let's go to the 5 minute just to make sure we get all the details that we need. Cool. So let's go ahead and mark this level down here too, just so we can have it for future references. Plan ahead always to be ready. Chestnut checkers. We're almost down to this 592.49 area, but we're going to see a huge gap down here. So I mean, what I'm thinking is we should recover back into the supply levels once we open. Now, if we break below this 592.50, then my support levels are gonna be set up. What's today? Monday. So let's go Tuesday open around here. That's gonna be my first level of support, just solid support. If we decide to break these levels below 592.50, we're gonna see support around 588, 588.50 to the lower 588s. The next gap down that we have down here is about 582.40, 39. I'll even take it as far as mimicking this box here since it's Tuesday. Come on, box. Our next level of support, it'd be 580. So this one's a little bit more solid just because here's the gap fill, here's support. Right here, it gets kind of tricky because you're in the middle of it. You see what I'm saying? Like the gap fill is here at 592.50, but my level of support is here at 588. So, if we feel and then we decide to bounce back up to the upside, then we'll be looking at previous support here at the 596 level. This is what we want to watch out for, rejection. Keep in mind, two things are going to be playing against us. First of all, it's a gap down, so it's going to have a little bit of trouble filling back to the upside. Like, just watch this. This was a week long. Once we gap down Monday, this was a week long consolidation. It took the entire week up to Friday to completely fill the supply level up to the top. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to take that long this time before we fill this next level. We just have to keep in mind and see how the news plays out and the earnings play out. But this could be another consolidated choppy move as we cross back up and reclaim or attempt to reclaim the support level up here to retest this trend. And this could be where we'll want to take puts and work our way back down, or we could see a retest the trend up here and it completely comes back down and then decides that it wants to work its way back towards this level of support. So just be mindful going into today. It's going to be a lot of selling pressure. Not saying that we can't push up, because we definitely can the way that we saw it this previous week. But you just want to be conscious of where you take your calls and where you take your puts at. You don't want to take it in the middle have to take on a lot of theta decay and watch your contracts get burned throughout the week. So we definitely have a few levels that we have to watch out for. See how the price action plays out today. See how this level of support at this gap fill plays out. It's gonna be a crazy, crazy week. So let's go ahead and hop into the Qs. As I sip on my water real quick, try to maintain my voice this morning. We're seeing the same thing. We're seeing a price action gap down from 522. Right now, pre-market, we're sitting at 513. So almost a $10 move. Here's our old trend right here that we'll be watching the retest of, possibly, because it is a break of structure. And the gaps. That one's been filled. So our next gap that I'm seeing is down here at this 505 range, which is interesting. So right off top, what we're seeing is, the spies and the Qs are probably kind of off synchronicity. Well, I mean, they are, but they aren't. Spies in a gap fill right here, even though it's down $8. Qs still they haven't made it down there yet, and they're down $8. So it's gonna be interesting because the Qs are gonna want to fill there. This could be an earnings fill, or this could be a continuation into this supply that we're gonna form going into opening today. So we just want to keep our eyes out for that. I'm going to have support. It's fine Tuesday. I'm gonna have my support levels here at about 508, 507. And we're gonna see how that plays out if we continue to push down. If we push back up, we're gonna trade into supply, possibly attempt to reclaim this trend here. And this is between 516 and 517. What we could see is a slow consolidation and accumulation inside of this trend on the way up to see whether how the market's filling it out. And if it reclaims, then we could trade back up into the top of this gap down or closing price, which is around 522. Or if it decides to exhaust while it's trading inside of this trend pattern there, then we might decide to go ahead and roll back over and then come and retest a stronger level of support, possibly coming down to fill this gap here. Because keep in mind, this is probably going to be another break of structure here. So if we do, then this will account for the gap fill and possibly retest the lower levels of support. So I'm not really going to look for anything, too high to the upside right now at this 530. That's probably more of an earnings, move from maybe Google or I think Google has earnings this week, tomorrow actually, and it might be the only major Mag 7 that has earnings this week. So it's not a lot that's gonna be as far as a earnings catalyst other than Google this week. But that's definitely what we want to watch just to see how strong this gap down is gonna be. Watch for consolidation in this old retest of a trend to see if we want to reclaim it or not. And if not, watch it come back down. Here's the support at 508, or whether we'll want to reclaim trend and then retest Friday's closing prices around 522. So that's what we want to be mindful, be conscious of on the cues. Let's check out NVIDIA, which we saw crazy, crazy sell off Friday. Not only with the market, but with NVIDIA first. So looking at the bigger scheme of things, we can make higher levels, with earnings. I still have 147 to 150 as the next level that we could pop back up and retest, and that'll kind of show you higher lows up here. First thing first, though, we have a lot of supply below this 141 area. Let's mark it just so we can have a visual when we navigating through charts. So we got a lot of sellers below 141. Today is going to create another gap down. I didn't see any gaps that we needed to fill on any different time frames, because we filled this one on the 4 hour. This one at 119, and buyers did step in and hold that level pretty solid. But as of right now, I don't see anything that needs to be just filled. Now, what's going to be concerning, like I said, we closed at 120. It looks like we're probably going to open around 116 to 117. Here's support. Let's see, Tuesday. Here's our support level right here. It's going to be around 117.50. So we're trading just barely within this support level here. It's going to be interesting, like I said, with the gap down, pushing the prices or attempting to push it further down. I think people are going to be trying to get into, or investors are going to be trying to get into NVIDIA as low as possible. So we just have to be mindful of that and see how it works out. Just watch how it trades into supply here, back up to 120, but we definitely want to see this 117 level hold, kind of like it's trying to do right now. So anything that falls below this 117, I think it'll definitely be a nice dip to buy. We'll just have to kind of see how it plays out. Tuesday, we're going to follow this. My next level of support is here around 107. 107, 117. And then if prices decide to push, everybody don't forget, supposedly, NVIDIA CEO met with Trump, so we don't know At least I don't know because I'm not big on following news, but we don't know what all panned out from that. That could be news for a later release if it hasn't already been dropped. But they could have had some talks and something came out with that, and that could help boost its earnings call once it comes out around the corner. So we're just gonna watch and see how this plays out. We did have some consolidated levels back way when. So if we just want to play it out, we had a brief dip underneath that, but as far as tops and bottoms, we could see that play out. And this could be some levels that you can watch down to 114, 115. So this NVIDIA is going to be interesting heading into ER. We're just going to want to see how much selling and how much of a bloodbath it's going to be today and possibly Tuesday. I want to see how much everything plays out today and tomorrow just to get a full feel of how we possibly could be closing going into Friday. So don't be quick to jump into plays today. I'm definitely not going to be too quick to jump into plays today. As you can see, pre-market is still trying to fall. Is not too solid. So that's just something we got to keep in mind today. Don't catch the falling knife. I'll check out Tesla too. This is something else that I mean it was red on earnings, but it held up a lot better than Microsoft. So it could be some consolidation, but we could see it take off heading into the remainder of the year since it did hold up a little better after earnings. So right now it's down $10. I don't think that's much for Tesla. I think Tesla could drop 16 to $20, and that'll be more so within this range of price action. So going into today, let's see. I mean, there's some gaps down here around the 357. I thought that probably would have been filled a long time ago, but apparently we haven't, and it's been holding on very, very solid. Here's some supply up here at 453. So eventually prices could want to make its move back up here for any given reason, any type of catalyst. As of right now, prices are trading below Friday's closing price at 404.50. So we're gonna see that gap down if it continues to hold. Like I said, $10 is hit or miss for Tesla. It can recover that, today, or it could drop more. And here would be my support would be it'd be around here about around 386 to 385. So if we do continue to fall and it takes out this 394 level, this would be where I would line up my support at, this 385, 386. If it loses that level, next level would be 379-ish. If it decides to trade back up into supply once we open and the market makes a recovery, then let's look at 406 to 407 to be the top where we should see some more rejection at. Just because simply that would have been top of supply or Friday's closing price. Even if price action decides to trade up above it, if it doesn't gap above supply, then obviously if we continue to push back up, it's going to exhaust and push back down until this buyer step in above this price. So let's continue to watch for the movement between 406 to 407 and between 385 to 386 going forward and see how that plays out. So since we're on video, I will throw in one extra one that I won't throw into the pre-market write-up. It's Microsoft. I'm still watching it. Like I said, I like this move long term. Yeah, it's breaking structure here. below this 412 zone because it was trying to reclaim this trend here. If we check it out on 30-minute chart, I lined it up for you guys in a previous video. But long term, it does look good if it eventually reclaims this trend, which it tried to. But the market started failing. So here we are today around 409.42. I would like to see it reclaim a trend back above 412, but if not, and if we continue to keep falling, got my words screwed up for a minute. But if we continue to keep falling, then the next level of support is here around 403, which I definitely feel like is a buy if we push those levels this far down. 403 back up to 415, that'd be a nice move. And if the market does continue to recover, this is still a big level, unfilled territory all the way up here to 441. So this is almost a $40 move that could happen over a 2-week span if the market decides it wants to recover and Microsoft does what it needs to do. I mean, here we go at 425 all the way up to 446. So that's a $20 move just about there. So definitely grab Microsoft long if you can afford it. It's a $40 move in state. You're just gonna have to get back above this 415 level and reclaim this trend. And then we can continue to push up and take out some bears up to 441. But the thing is, it's gonna cause for a bigger consolidated move long term until we get back above 441. So even if we make this $40 move, that means it can come back down to this 415 level and kind of see this roller coaster ride that Microsoft takes us on here and there. So I appreciate you guys for tapping in. That's all I kind of got for everybody today. We just want to see where the bottom forms at, let some of the dust settle, and see what's going on with the market. I'm gonna go ahead and get prepared to see what we're gonna do today, and I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Like I said, I appreciate you guys tapping in. Go ahead and like the page, subscribe, and yeah, hope you guys can be on the right side, not the wrong side. So it's your boy Royalty Trades. I'm tapping out. I'm gonna see